Deublin Company started in 1945 as a family business. We are an American-based manufacturer of a rotating union, which is a mechanical seal product used in virtually any industry that you can think of.
Our company motto is we haven't started yet. We're striving for continuous improvement. It's never good enough. We always strive for perfection and making it better.
In 2007, we were really faced with two different types of problems. One of them I considered tactical, which was really our batch production. That was something I felt we could address, but it required a new way of thinking about our business. The more strategic issue was really addressing the maturing workforce. So I approached the Toyota management team. Their philosophy is to grow their people, and in turn, that'll grow their business. I felt that fit very nicely with what we considered valuable in our company.
Toyota, their approach is hands-on, so they really teach learning by doing. They don't come in and say, read this book, and if you know this philosophy, you can do it. It was driven by giving us challenges, and then we learn and we understand more.
That's when we actually started DPS, Deublin Performance System.
There's 4 philosophies in DPS, and it's customer first and shop floor focus, and then Kaizen, continuous improvement, and people are the most valuable resource.
Because of our large quantity production mentality, we forced our customers to place orders for large quantities because of the high setup cost. So whoever the customer might be, we said to get this price, you had to place an order for 500 at a time.
We were looking at ways to be able to adjust our production schedule to match their fluctuation in demand, so they're not required to hold a quarter's worth or several months worth of inventory at one time.
We spent a great deal of time working with Toyota to try and change our process from batch production. Let's try and run smaller batches on the machine. Let's try one-piece flow in an assembly cell to reduce the inventory.
We were coached to build a cell, and in that cell we would build one union at a time, all the way from the first component to testing and laser marking it, packaging it, and then sending it on the shelf.
I've been with the company for 26 years. Making one at a time did not make sense to someone who had, for years, made hundreds at a time. No, I have to make 100 of them. So slowly but surely, they showed us how one-by-one flow is better.
Now we've given customers the flexibility to take the inventory from us, so they're not floating the working capital on the inventory. They're only taking inventory as they need.
It was very common for us to run 500, 1,000, maybe even 2,500 pieces. Anytime you have a problem in the process, you can generate 2,500 bad pieces in that problem.
One of the big things in DPS is build in quality so that we're not passing defects on to the next customer.
Before DPS, we had really poor assembly process, really poor overall process on getting parts through. The company was at a 50% on-time performance. So we could flip a coin whether or not we were going to get the customer the product on time or not.
We were very much silo-oriented in our production. We did all of our machining in one area. We did all of our stocking in another, all of our assembly in a third. And so it created invisible walls amongst the communication.
We had the packaging department, the testing department, the assembly department, and then when there were problems, things went back to departments.
We had carts and carts of product waiting to be built or waiting to be tested or waiting to be packaged. It'd take 2 weeks for parts to be pulled to the time the parts were packaged and ready for shipment.
Here we have our Hijunka scheduling board. On a daily basis, we schedule the Hijunka board for the next day's assembly work, and we level out the workload so a different flow of products go through the cell, and it helps us determine if we're on time, ahead, or behind.
We can use Hijunka or takt time and how we level load through our assembly machine shop. Ultimately, we want level flow of both volume and variety.
It's all integrated now. Everything is seamless. It's all done in one day.
In the past, we did things because we felt like it, or we had a gut feeling, or we thought that was the right thing to do.
At any given year, we could have 10 or 15 people retire, and much of our quality knowledge and processes were retained in the people's heads.
Now we have step-by-step instruction of what an assembler needs to do for the process. During the process, we capture each individual time that they're doing, whether they're assembling the rotor, taking a step to the next area to assemble the housing. It's broken up into each individual step.
Before this started, we had to actually make the tools ourselves. We had to actually go into a drawer, and put the tools together, lock them down, measure them. Now, for most of these machines, the tools come from the tool room, and they're preset, and everything is it's done the same way every time.
Standardized work has impacted the workforce by reducing and eliminating waste. It's helped us to bring our problems to the surface and we can attack them firsthand.
Our processes seem like they're simpler. We catch the problem as soon as possible. I'm out in the middle of the shop floor, so if somebody has an issue or a problem, they could certainly just come right to me and I could help them out.
Because we really do want to get to the root cause. We don't want just a problem to go away for one time. We want it to go away forever. We're constantly working on things to fix it where the problem doesn't come back.
The real thing that sustains DPS as a business process is human development. In order to really extract the value of that, you have to start to teach problem solving. Problem solving means going and asking the employees what are their problems.
You don't want to be giving the solutions all the time because then you only get one person that's specialized on how to fix a problem. I need to make sure that not only me and my team can surface and solve problems, but also on the shop floor that they can be able to identify problems, fix problems, and be able to create an improvement engine that just keeps rolling. When we go on our Gimble Walk, it's what problems, what can I help with? If you're experiencing a problem that's too big for you to solve, where do we need to get the resources? What kind of help do I need to supply to you so we can get these problems solved?
The suggestions come from us and they go to our team lead.
It's what we tell everybody. We want to highlight problems. So during the Gimble Walks, the team leader takes that information and brings it to the value stream manager.
On-time performance, we had 73%. 2 came from large union cell, and we actually had the 857-109 that came in late, so this caused these 2 to be late.
Okay.
Right here. What we have right now is current condition, what happened that day, and then we have our target. How do we close that gap to get to that target? It's all about communication.
So here we got 2 axes, so you got your how easy is it for you to solve? Is it difficult or easy? If it's easy for you to solve and it's a big impact for the company, we say we want you to pursue that problem.
The problem solving percolates up through the chain of command. People on the floor are solving the problems that they can solve, and then when they can't solve it, gets escalated to higher up to get those problems solved.
So now all of a sudden you have management genuinely coming to the employees saying, help me understand, what is the problem? And that dialogue no longer is a command and control. Management knows all of the answers. It's a case now where, as a team, we collectively solve problems.
People are our biggest asset. I myself, I started in the assembly department, and I've grown to become the DPS production manager. You get to fail, learn, and you become better at it. I've been given the permission to make mistakes.
By trying to solve the problems, we develop our people. The people develop, they get better at being critical thinkers, they get better at being creative about opportunities to improve.
I was able to get all the tools from my Kaizen leaders, and using all those tools and having my managers motivate me, I was able to go to the next level. And it's because of DPS that I have that opportunity.
I've been here for 10 years. I started out upstairs in customer service, moved downstairs to the front office in purchasing before DPS started here, and then I moved out on the floor, and now my role here at Deublin is a buyer planner.
The belief towards DPS starts at the top and it goes all the way down to the shop floor. It's a 100% supported belief.
Since DPS came in, we put in one-piece flow, we put in all these tools, and then the managerial and the philosophy, we've taken that 50% on-time performance up to 95, 96%. And we're not even there yet. We want a target of 98, 99, and then 100% on-time performance. We keep wanting to get better.
And every day we are improving. Every day we are making changes for the positive. Every day we are running around and finding problems and solving problems. Nothing stands still. It's a continuous process, and our whole world here is a continuous improvement environment.
We've matured to a level where much of what our focus is as a management team is how do we grow the people. The people already understand how to solve the problems. How do we create an environment that creates challenge and growth opportunities and security for them? That takes it from lean tools to really what we believe is a business system. Are we there yet? Absolutely not. We've made a lot of progress, but I'm excited more about the opportunities that lie ahead than from where we've come.